Hello. At least I hope it's hello. I think we're set up okay. Had a big Windows update as usual that did bad things to all my sound settings. Thank you, Windows. We are going to the land of men in skirts again today with Glasgow to Dunblane and Alloa. If Train Simulator is going to do what I want, it is good. This came out a couple of days ago. It's quite an interesting route. It comes with the Class 385. It has got... Hello, Lexic Dark. It's been a while, mate. It has got... I sound terrible. Anyway, it has got a Class 385. It's got a really good manual. Let me see if I can show you the manual, actually. Kind of handy, I think. Add a source, and I'll show you the manual. What do we want? We want a window capture. And there we go. So it's got a really good manual. That's not going to show you very much, is it? Let's make that bigger. We're not going to read the manual, but I thought I'd show it to you because it's pretty cool. It's a nicely done one. So the route's from Thomson Interactive, Alan Thomson. And it's quite a long one, running from Glasgow, Queen Street, where we've got some train simulators, train sim world stuff that goes from there. Only a week to go for those who have got early access, by the way, like me. And it runs up, and it's got some little branch lines and things, up to Dunblane and over at Alloa on the other side there. So it's quite a long route. 35 miles. It's electrified. It's got some interesting aspects to it. There's lots of details about the train and how it works and how all the systems work and things like that and all the stuff you can turn on and off. And let me say, this train does punish you a little bit if you don't behave yourself. But it's a really good manual, so it's an example of how it should work. It does have screens inside the train that are helpful. It does work with Raildriver. So, keep scrolling a bit. It looks remarkably like the 385 that's in Train Sim World. It's even got some of the textures of it. And I kind of wonder if it actually is the 385 from Train Sim World. I know it's difficult to go from Train Sim Classic to Train Sim World, but I do know you can go the other way. Relatively straightforward, so I don't know if that's what's happened. But perhaps. There are temporary speed restrictions in place. There's good explanations of signalling. There's good explanations of the automatic warning system. So if you get this thing, read the manual. It's a good deal. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's play the game. Now, I've only done one thing. I did the driver tutorial just to make sure I could actually drive the thing. So you get a bunch of scenarios with it. You get the 6:16 in the morning. That's pretty early. That's about when I'll start firing tomorrow. Actually, about 16 minutes before that, but that's okay. Service from Alloa to Glasgow, Queen Street. We have the tutorial, which is a backwards and forwards. It does actually get you used to the signalling and the station and the stopping points and things like that. You have to take it into the depot as well, so it's quite a bit to do. I can hear my rail driver going doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo on the USB, and that's not a great thing. Excuse me. I'm on the tail end of a cold, and I really hope I get better by tomorrow, or I'm screwed. Dunblane to Glasgow Autumns. This is an afternoon one. It's kind of the time you might pick up all the kids from school. I should pop back to the other window so I can actually see your comments too. And there's a summer one in the evenings. This is later at night. It's probably picking up people who have gone out for dinner. And then there's the lunchtime version. So it's picking up all the people that don't have jobs. And there's the Sunday engineering work. So this one's got some temporary speed restrictions and things in it. And there's morning wash to partner up. So you get a train ready and get it out and wash it and then take it into Glasgow Queen Street to... what if I rename that to King Street now? Probably not. The Scottish hate the royal family anyway. It's all good. Why is my little thing going weird on me? It's all going very weird on me. Should I be more descriptive than my things going weird? Probably. Anyway, new service introduction. So this is a new one. So I thought we might start with this one, just because it's 40 minutes long, and it'll do for a start. It's in the afternoon again, summer, and it's cloudy. Hello, John 907I, welcome. I've got the blatant advertising wind cheater on that I'll confess I made. I did get permission. It's okay. So this is our train. For a Train Sim Classic, this is a pretty amazingly well set up train. But we better actually get it set up and get things happening. Now, its reverser switch doesn't actually like the rail driver very much, so I have to do that with keyboard.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Talks to me. Does talk at other times too, so we have the home screen, so we've got 4 cars, so I should open the doors, I suppose. We have the DAS, so there's no advice at the moment, but it does get advice. And we have journey things, so we can select our destination. So what is our destination? We should do that. We are going to Dunblane. There you go. So we're going to Dunblane. It's that one. There we go. So hopefully that means now on the outside of the train, we've got Dunblane. We do, look at that. Excellent. Now while we're here, this is something else new for Train Sim Classic. I've not seen any other routes do this. We have working passenger information systems, which is pretty cool. And it does actually seem to relate to the trains too. It doesn't just seem to be Mickey Mouse stuff. Ticket machines, properly branded. Yes, get in, gentlemen. Go right ahead. It's almost time to go. In fact, it is time to go. Off the Bridge Allen, engineering work is taking place in the line ahead. Haha, you missed the train. Oh, I really hope this bloody cold fixes itself before I go to my... Put some headlights on. Or Mr. Thomson will get mad at me. Alright, let's go. Brakes off. And away we go. Try not to cough at you too much. I was actually almost better yesterday, and then last night I just went straight back into it. Hello, C&W. We're supposed to drop some sand there, so we will. We can see that the... Oops, we have a temporary speed restriction. So we have to come down to 25 in a minute, so we're doing that. We'll come down a little bit early, but that's okay. Do I see a gratuitous bridge shot? I do. So that's kind of cool that the train actually tells you just you have to slow down. Especially since I'm speeding up again, which is naughty. But you know, that wouldn't be like me to be not naughty now, would it? I'm back inside the speed limit for our temporary speed restriction that starts here. Just going to keep braking, brakes on, brakes off. Oh, SIT. Better acknowledge the bloke. Let's go look at our little blokes. Whee! Whoops, we've come out of the world. Our little blokes here. They're not doing much work, clearly. I think I'm supposed to be still doing 25 at this point, but So we better keep it down. John's ordering a steak and a bottle. That seems like a good idea. Good plan, mate. Good plan. The upper screens don't do anything. DSMR doesn't seem to do much. The controls for pantograph up and down, they do work. You can see on the HUD there's a new element. There's a stopping point. That red mark. You're supposed to get really close to the stopping points. Seen the end of the temporary speed restriction yet. It has been a while, SIT. There's a couple of people on today who it's been a while. Welcome back. It's only a few more days till the Beast releases. Which will of course be cool.
We'll soon arrive at Bridge of Allen. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please
Got to tell them not to leave their shit behind.
And the platform as you leave the train.
Minding the gap. How am I going to get my entertainment if they mind the gap and they don't fall down the hole? What's the fun in that? I think we're probably past the end of that temporary speed restriction, but I'm just crawling along anyway. It is picking up some speed. I should probably think about stopping soon. Not quite sure how well it stops from speed, so we'll find out.
The train now approaching platform 1 is for Alloa. This service is running on time.
I went so slowly, I'm on time, how about that? But I did not quite make the stopping point, so I won't get the maximum possible points. That's okay, I'm not a points person, really. 14:37, it is that, and it's on time. How about that? It's kind of cool. Ooh, this guy looks a bit angry. This is Serial Killer Man. You can always tell they've got that look.
This service is for Dunblane.
I like the pop-ups coming. Not allowed to use sand here. Well, there you go. Let's be rebels. Sand. Accelerating pretty well. Sounds like a train. I don't know if it sounds realistic or not. It sounds like the one in TSW. So if that's realistic, then this is. Out in the Scottish countryside. Should have got one of my Scottish relatives to come along, shouldn't I? I assume that's an acknowledgement for the speed down warning back there. Which we're doing anyway. Because we're nice people. Come down speed a little early. Hopefully you're getting better, IT. Hopefully it was nothing too worrying either. But I guess it might have been, because you haven't been around for a little while. A banner repeater up there, which is off. We've got a yellow signal here. Which is probably because we'll have, I'm guessing by the 25 limit, a diversion coming into the station. It's a TPWS acknowledgement. If you fail to acknowledge TPWS, it bites you appropriately. Well behaving ourselves here. Coming in on a junction. TPWS outside, and it's bitten me because we didn't hear it outside the train.
We'll soon arrive at
Overspeed.
Stirling.
Contact the signaller.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train.
Now we just have to sit
Please
here.
mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Can I take the signaller? No. Well, let's take an opportunity to have a look outside. Since I've been bitten by the safety system, which didn't sound when I was outside the train, which is disappointing. I'd much rather hear it, personally. Oh, there's another one. Is that one a 385? That is also a 385. Oh, we can get a gratuitous bridge shot of the two of them together. Look at that. I wonder if they'll reflect as they come over. Good. There we go. Are we allowed to go yet? Let's find out. Let's press the brake release button and see if we get away with it. My mouse is moving around so slowly. That's better. Are we allowed to go, train? No, not yet. Now are we allowed to go? No, not yet. Let's just keep spamming the button. No, my luck, that makes me wait a minute every time I do it. The face swelling. It sounds unpleasant. But yes, we do just get through things. Can I go now? I can go now, yay! I've been punished enough. Well, that'll teach me for going outside the train, won't it? So let's go outside the train again. Let's watch the inside of the train. I have to wonder, does Alan Thomson put toilets in his trains? I don't know. I should go back in there before it bites me again. We'd almost have to get onto the 8 camera and slide through the train just to find out whether it actually does have a toilet in it. Because how good would that be? It does sound very unpleasant, SIT, so I'm glad you're back. And I'm glad you're feeling a bit better too. YouTube's just given me a pop-up that says, we can insert ads for you. I go, yeah, I know you can, but I don't want you to. I do get the distinct impression, based on all of the pop-ups and all of the messages I get while I'm setting up a stream, which are trying to force me to turn on ads, mid-roll ads, that they're going to mandate it, I think. So when they do mandate it, what I'll probably do is I'll do something like manually insert ads between a service or something like that, so at least it's not disruptive. Approaching our station stop. This one doesn't seem to have a special stopping point, but it does have a red signal, so we should probably pay attention to that. You have to make sure you're under 20 mile an hour when you're approaching a red signal. Well, guess what? TPWS bites you.
This service is running on time.
Be there. That's okay. Ooh, I know what I have to do so it doesn't bite me. Put the DRA on. Otherwise it might bite me. I do get the impression that Mr. Allen is a very serious train person. I used to know a very serious Scottish train person who was building a steam engine. And he was very, very serious. Now shut down this driver cabin and move to the cabin at the other end of the train. Proceed at 14:44 to your next timetable stop at Alloa when the signal is clear for departure. Very good. Okay. So we'll turn off the DRA.
Driver, you have reset the DRA.
Because I don't know what it'll
Please
do at
check
the other
signal.
end. I don't know how well that works. And we want to put you to off. Can I do it with rail driver? Will it let me do it? Ooh, it did. Get the master key out. Now, of course, you can't just get up and walk down the train, but we can simulate that using the 8. Now, there is something I have to know, though. Where's the cabin with the dunny in it? The world needs to know, does Alan Thomson put dunnies in his trains? I haven't seen the one with the dunny. Ooh, that must be it there. With the blank window. So, no he doesn't. That's okay. We need to know. We need... Oh, I think there is one with a dunny in it. I thought I saw one. Anyway. We better come up here. Wander, 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 wander. Excuse the erratic mouse. My thumb's feeling funny today. Alright, and let's change ends. Let's put in our master key. Let's set our thing to forward.
TPWS
Reset the doobry.
and AWS operational.
Turn on some lights. And bugger off to Alloa, in fact. Let's go. Went back into neutral. Fighting the rail driver. There we go. There we go. It's all good. We got there in the end. There's another repeating signal up there, and off, which tells me the next signal is green.
I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 8 minutes.
It knows I'm late. Ah, that's funny. Got to be careful speeding, because guess what? It bites you. SIT always gets caught with speeding towards red lights. I'm excited for TW4. You pre-ordered the deluxe edition. It's a bargain, I think. Yeah, I agree. It actually is quite good value. If you're one of the people that plays lots of routes from around the world, I think you'll enjoy it. Shortest bridge shot. Because I can. Viper looks like it's half missing. Let's put it on. Oh, it's all there. It's just merged into the black line on the other side. So I think it's sitting right on top of the black line, so it's just... Well, at least I got the mute key on for the second half of that. We're allowed to do 60, are we? Alright, let's go. Full Fang. Come on, Fang. Fang was a dog in the series Get Smart, I think, if I remember rightly. It's like a castle. Or should I say, oh, come on, a castle. It's terrible, wasn't it? so bad it was verging on racist. Do the crossings open? We need to know. The world needs to know. They do. Cool. John says, same here, SIT. He does some routes for over an hour and overshoots the red light like a metre. Yes. I think we've all been there, because you get lulled into this false sense of security and you just cruise along. And if it's a really long run that's a bit boring, maybe you start watching something on YouTube while you drive. And that just tends to end badly. Because you realise just as you're about to pass the red signal and you go, damn. Set my destination to be Alloa? Probably. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Speed warning. It's alright, it didn't bite me, it just gave me a warning. It's like coming here to chill. Get a single line running like I'll be doing tomorrow. Assuming I don't rule myself out. At this stage I feel well enough to do it, but I will talk to my assessor and make sure he's happy to be in a train cab with me. I did a test a couple of days ago. I will do another one just to make sure. Don't want to be that guy. Two miles to go. Hope I'm going straight. Good. I am due for assessment tomorrow. I'm reasonably confident I'll fire the locomotive okay. What I hope I don't trip myself up on is the barrage of questions, because they ask you lots of questions that are operational questions, safe working questions, questions about train handling, questions about firing. I just don't hope I trip myself up on theory things. Because while I've been around the railway for a very long time, and I do know the safe working system pretty well, it's easy to trip yourself up on technicalities. Thank you for the well wishes. I hope I can give you good news tomorrow. I'd like that. One of the other firemen by the name of Stephen makes scoff tins. Scoff tins basically a combination of a lunchbox and a toolbox. And I ordered one from him about 9 months ago, and it's going to be ready for me tomorrow. So a convergence. Hopefully I'll pass, and then I'll have my own scoff tin as well, and I won't be carrying around this horrible leather bag anymore. And they're made in the proper VR fashion. Now, is that red signal for me? I guess it is.
We will soon arrive at...
It's probably an approach control.
Which is the last station on the street.
There we go. It is an approach control.
Make sure you have all your belongings with you when you leave the train. We hope you have enjoyed your journey and thank you for travelling Scotrail.
Well, thank you very much. I've been having a good time travelling Scotrail. I like the announcements. If you're wondering what I mean by approach control, the signal is red until you get near it, which forces you to slow down. And if it detects that you're under a certain speed, which I think is 20 mile an hour, it will go to a proceed aspect, but usually a proceed with caution. Looks like we're heading off to the right, perhaps. Yes, we are. Lots of squealies. Got buffers coming, so I have to slow down to 12. You could tell that Mr. Thomson is a very serious train person, because in the Ambassador channel there was a requirement for us to read the manual prior to streaming this. Well, I opened it. You saw me open it. Betting we have to change ends again here and go back to Dunblane. So I guess this is a bit like the Glossop line. There we go. And let's get the doors open. And we probably have to change ends again. So I guess I can just start anticipating that. Let's get that back to off. Looks like it's recognised it. Master key out.
This service terminates here. Please leave the train.
Get off me bloody train. They're not though, are they? No unload all instruction in this scenario. Now shut down this cabin and move to the cabin at the other end of the train. Let's change your destination to Dunblane. Very good. Let's put our little key in. And let's try and get this into forwards.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Headlights. What I do find vaguely amusing by this is I would have thought that you would leave the doors open while you changed ends. Because what about people who come now? Why can't they get in? What haven't I done? I've done something. You know what, I think it'll... Oh, look at that. It's gone back to off again. There we go. It really... The script that's watching things, I think, is watching for keys.
Platform 1.
So it doesn't like the rail driver very much.
I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 2 minutes.
Late again. Who's a naughty boy then? And I'm speeding. Can't wait till that bites me. Sure it will. C&W's going, any keys for today? No. SIT says you'll smash it, hopefully. John says you'll be having your steak and bottle tomorrow night then. Oh, I hope so. So, yeah, hopefully I do well. Took me a year to learn firing again. To the point where they were willing to assess me. What'll be particularly different tomorrow is that while you're training, there's always another fireman in the cab with you. And those firemen often, excuse me, often do things like pop your water on. Because they're in the habit of doing it in particular places, so you don't learn that as well as you probably could. Now, for my last three or four runs, for the most part, whoever is there with me, I've actually asked them to not do it until I ask them to. And they have, so hopefully I've learnt enough about where to put water on and where not to. Because the guy that's out with me tomorrow, he just stands and watches. He will not do anything, he will not get into anything, he will not touch anything. Unless he thinks I'm not being safe. And then he'll just take over and kick me out, put me in the van. Off we go back to Dunblane at the other end of the line. Back into the double track passing section. Hello, Brad MacArthur. Is Alan Thomson doing any TSW development? Well, it's a very interesting question. I haven't really seen much in the way of signs of it. And I know that in 2020, I believe he actually retired. And then COVID hit, and he was so bored being locked up that he made this. So you might call this a COVID route. In 3 minutes. No problem, Red. So I guess we'll never know, will we? It'd be nice to have him in, because I have to say his attention to detail and his level of seriousness does mean that he turns out a fairly nice product. And there aren't many trains in Train Sim Classic that most of the buttons work, for example, and do things. And being able to control things from the screens, introducing new things like announcements. That's pretty cool to actually have that in-game. You've been able to get simple announcements that played, but this one's actually knows whether you're on time or not, so this one's actually quite clever. John says the guy does this as a hobby for pleasure, routine stuff. Yeah, it is kind of. But he's pretty serious about it. Display mean I can drive this without the HUD? Let's see. Let's try. It's a bit game to drive a route that I've not driven from end to end on before without the HUD, but let's see what happens. Yes, he is a bit brutal, Brad. And I have to say that he's a bit quick to comment on other people that review his too. Come down to 35 for the diverge here. Signals on the track to my right. I don't think it's mine. I think mine's yellow. It's interesting it says 35 in 17 seconds, because I would have thought 35 for the diverge, but I'm not Scottish, so I don't really know.
We'll soon arrive at Stirling.
Sterling.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
John says, ask lists of questions, bet you know more. Oh, I doubt it. Graham's been in the game for a while. He's a smart cookie. He's also very, very, very hard to read. Give you this look, and you'll start looking around to see what you're doing wrong, and you're not doing anything wrong. He's just giving you the look to see what you do. Head up there, so I've come down to below 20 just before we ran over those speed grids.
The train now approaching platform 6 is for Dunblane. I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 1 minute.
Be a minute late now. That's good. Doors open. I'll put on the DRA. Since I've got the HUD on, I'll have to sit here with outside so I can see when the door's shut. C&W says it looks like he will go to the Illinois Railway Museum tomorrow. That's cool. Have they accepted you as a volunteer yet? I know you were trying to get in there. And remember to leave your smart ass at home. Now shut down this cabin and move to the cabin at the other end of the train. Yes, we're just doing a lot of shuttling. Very good. Put that back to off. I'm going to have the HUD now just to make sure it really did go off. Put our lights off. And are we in step 2? We are in step 2, so that's fine. I can pull the master key out. Go down the other end. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'm going to turn that off because I just don't trust leaving it on. Get into forwards, which it hasn't recognised.
Operational.
Let's try with a key. There we go. Headlights full, and away we go. Apparently.
The train now approaching platform 6 is for Dunblane. I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 3 minutes.
Few minutes. You moon. One for me, John. It's a little early in the day for me to have one. Not to mention it's 24 hours away from a railway day, so I don't. Switching onto the other line. No mods running today, C&W. You think there's a mod? This is actually a fresh install of Train Sim Classic. I rebuilt my machine the other day. As I want to do occasionally, as we all know. Every now and again I end up doing it. Let's get back on time. Oh, neutral section. Oh, didn't blow the circuit breaker, it's all good. I got it off quickly enough. You gotta watch out for the neutral zone, it's full of Klingons. It's interesting it says 70 in 1 second or so, because that's at the front of your train.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Now, does the announcement give me enough warning to stop? That's what I'm curious about. Train does tell me I'm approaching a station stop, which is cool. Hello, Daniel Robert Jowett. How are you? Be regularly slippery at this platform because there's a sign that says apply sand.
The train now approaching platform 2 is for Dunblane. I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 2 minutes.
At least I'm consistent. And it's a cute accent with its 2 minutes. Just home from work, mate. That's good. Proceed to your final destination of Dunblane. Does that mean we're not stopping for ages? Probably. Let's go. Give it all the balls. Dunblane. Zone. Temporary speed restriction. Touch that the TSRs work with TPWS. The other cool thing I did notice in the manual is that there's a full explanation of how the signalling speed and announcements actually work. So you could probably adapt them to use them on other routes if you provided your own sound files. Hello Violet, welcome. We're cruising around in Scotland. Country where men wear skirts. And they have to be aware of the thistles, because that would hurt. You're getting me excited by the Scottish accent, are you, Lexic Dark?
We will soon arrive at Dunblane, which is the last station on this route. Make sure you have all your belongings with you when you leave the train. We hope you have enjoyed your journey and thank you for travelling Scotrail.
Lights aren't lighting up the tunnel, but it is TSC. Headlights aren't known for their ability to work properly in TSC. Do you like the way I just seamlessly swapped from drink to drink to drink? There's always another one. That's a bit sad, Lexic Dark. Lexic Dark says the joke is, what do they wear under their kilts? Nothing, because it's all in perfectly working order. Another signal, which is probably approach control again up here, which is a red one. Violet says it's been crazy, but she's okay.
Overspeed.
Uh-oh. I thought I was allowed to do 20.
Speed. Contact the signaller. Overspeed.
So I'm clearly not allowed to do 20. Whee. Let's go look at the water. Because, you know, we've got to wait a minute now anyway. We might as well go and explore things. Classics always have pretty good water. Signal cabinet. Let's explore the signal cabinet. How are we going? Are we allowed yet, you think? Let's try. Yep, we're allowed. Off we go. Well, maybe because this is a terminus station, I'm only allowed to do 12 towards the red signal. But I thought you could do 20. But clearly not. David A says, what route or train are you going to try out on Train Sim World 4? Flying Scotsman, of course, young fella. And that will be running on the East Coast main line, I think. Because you know every other streamer's going to go for whatever their local train is, so I'm just going to go for the steam engine. Sounds like we have two announcements playing at the moment. David A says he's Scottish and he doesn't wear a skirt. That's fair enough. See, I would feel that we could get a little breezy under there. I have been known to wonder how women put up with the cold weather when they're wearing a skirt. It's probably just a little breezy. But maybe it's a good thing, who knows? There's a repeater there showing the next signal is at stop. So we shall crawl in here. David A thinks Flying Scotsman will be his next try as well. Not that surprised given where you live. Violet has a little Scottish blood at all as well. Very good. I have Scottish relatives. Both married and in my mum's side of the family.
The train now approaching platform 3 terminates here. I am sorry to announce that this service is delayed by approximately 4 minutes.
Pretty sure I saw a door opening in the front there briefly. But that's okay. Violet went out to Yarragon. Did you see the K-Class that's not the actual numbered engine that's there? Is it Yarragon or is it the other one? I think it's a Yarragon. SIT's going to go for the Azuma. There we go, it's the end of that scenario. It was kind of fun. So, why don't we... Summer evening? Yeah, why not? Never stream in the dark, they say. Let's do it. Violet did go and see it. Yeah, it's not actually the locomotive that's there. I think our circuit breaker is popped. First set your destination to Alloa, and then open the train doors. Okay, so we probably have to start the train up.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Isn't that cute that it boots up and it says Thomson? So I have to set my destination first. He was very particular about that, so we shall follow the directions of the very particular Scotsman. Because you don't want to disappoint a very particular Scotsman. Because they're very particular. We better set the DRA as well, so we don't go rolling away. Our brakes are on. Don't have to do anything else. Doors are open. There are door open indicators, which is kind of nice. Let's have a look around the station. This is a fairly big one. Ticket barriers, the ubiquitous things that there are. That's no moon. That's a space station. We seem to have some horsies. And a bloke holding a smartphone. We have what is essentially a big thing that says this man had a giant penis. That's what the big stone thing's representing there. We have what looks remarkably like a war memorial. Their name lives forevermore, which is very similar to the Lest We Forget, I guess, that we use. Please proceed to your next timetabled stop. But no, I haven't finished exploring. Oh, alright. Glasgow Queen Street. Oh, I'm doing very well. Here's me thinking I was getting better, and clearly not. But anyway. I may have to go and blow my nose in a moment. Why do I have no power? Oh, that's lit. Have I got a pantograph up? I do have a pantograph up. Can't I go? What does the HUD think? HUD thinks I'm in forward. I have nothing. Oh, you know why? Because I'm an idiot.
Driver, you have reset the DRA. Please check the signal.
DRASIT. Daniel's having some soup. Excellent. Says he's speeding out of the station. The catenary arrangements look quite interesting up there, don't they? Like little robot arms. Let's go the DAS. Speed up. Context is everything. You can always just make a funny clip out of it. There was a person who was making clips out of my streams and sharing them with a little voiceover saying how funny I was. But the funny thing about that is I actually don't mind because, you know, poke your fun, but you're actually doing a link back to my channel, so it's good for me. People go, look. Flattened all the beans. I used all the bananas instead. A bit bouncy through that corner, isn't it? That corner by mistake and go, ooh, I've got to go 15 here. Quite a big yard there. There's a washing plant with a train going through it. Getting a bit of a scrub. Everyone likes a good scrubber. Soup for all, says Violet.
We will soon arrive at Bishop Briggs. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Good night, David A. Have sleep well. Brakes. We're gonna make it no problem at all. And as I learned the other day, in these trains, you ease off a little bit as you stop. Because it means you don't get a jerky stop, you get a nice smooth finish. And everybody likes a happy ending with a nice smooth finish. And I'll be right back while this is doing this. Go and get a tissue. Proceed to your next stop. Very good. Good, the signal is green. All the beans, followed by the bananas, followed by some chicken soup. Chicken soup would be nice. It's just been one of those things. I mean, I've been working on a project that's very fast approaching its deadline. And as with every project, there's rather a large list of things still to do. We've got multiple facets of stuff that I'm responsible for. And we've been at this for more than a year. My team is very tired. The people who are supplying the needs of my team are very tired. The business people are very tired. Everyone's had enough. But we have to keep going. To do 100 miles an hour. We've reached 88 as we shoot off into the future. Eight, 99, 100. Got the to the ton.
We will soon arrive back to Lindsay.
Soon arriving. I better give it lots of breaks.
Before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Get the announcement, fast train approaching, because the other one wasn't stopping. That's quite cool all by itself. A toasty with melted cheese. Now you're talking. And some chicken noodle soup. Daniel's having sausage and veg soup. Sounds nice. What kind of sausage have you dropped into it? It'll do. The way the people just sort of appear as the doors open. They don't get in and out, they just go. It's like they got spirited in from Star Trek. And people watching. Sooner or later the doors will shut. For a while, clearly. A combination of that project along with the stresses associated with being assessed soon and all those sorts of things all add up. And your body doesn't like things like that, and you get sick. Full beans. Just comes down to the imagination of Americans like Sick Dark, where they call the Scottish man Scotty. Total fail. train what our next station is. Back to the Future time. I think I've done that joke already. That is true. At least Scotty was giving it all he's got. Giving her all she's got, Captain. She cannot go any faster. Clearly she can. 3 more miles to go. Can't make your own PA announcements. Red says she cannot take any more, Captain. We've all grown up with that. Hopefully it's going to let me cruise along at 101. This is good. We're crossing there where there's fences on both sides of the line. Strange. Butter is very important. Don't accept anything less. If you're going to die of a heart attack anyway because of the fat in whichever of the products you choose, at least choose one that tastes good. Supposed to stop here? I guess not. I didn't hear an announcement. Let's see. Yes, we are supposed to stop here. Haha. Well, clearly it doesn't play that kind of announcement when you're outside the train either. No scenic views for us. So, sucks to be you if you live in Corey. Corey was a bit of a dingbat with white sunglasses. Only an Aussie would get that reference. So we shall continue on to La Barrette. Sick Duck says his brother was complaining that US scripts were lame now with the writers' strike. He'll come back with, how is this any different than before? Yeah, kinda. I mean, there are some really funny things. Things like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just really funny. But there's plenty that just aren't really. Ladies and gentlemen, this train did not stop at Corey because we don't like people named Corey. Lexic Dark's off to make some bread. And probably go and milk one of his sheep to make some butter. So the question is, if you take sheep's milk and make butter out of it, would it be butter? And if you traded it with another local person for some vegetables, would that be bartering the butter? Full of shit jokes today. approaching a station stop, but it hasn't made an announcement. And the game doesn't say anything about a station stop. I think it got confused when I didn't stop at Corey. Of course, John prefers a fresh baguette with his soup. And Daniel Robert Dowitt said that joke was just bad. It was indeed. But Violet's not here, so someone has to make the sheep jokes. John says, satisfying all the body's needs. Yes. I'm wondering what I'm slowing down for, but that's okay. Lexic Dark was getting sick of all the lame plot armour, but discovered there is actually a plot weaponry. You point at the plot armour and call it out, and you can't unsee the holes in it. There's SOT says I'm me. I might just be a brat. Diversion up here. Slow down to 35 for that. Don't know if I have to, but I'm going to. Lexic Dark says no bartering because we're not shearing them with anyone. Oh dear. That took that to a whole new level. Now we've got scissors involved. Your mother tell you not to run with scissors, Lexic Dark? To go through this at 70. Why did I slow down to 35 for? Off we go. Full bore. Gone from sheep to pigs with the full bore. Neutral zone. Power off. It's the end neutral zone sign. So I must be out of the neutral zone. John's starting to get hungry. Well, hopefully there's a someone with a snack cart or something in the train. Starting to go down for what in the UK would be a fairly steep gradient. Reset when I get to the Larbert stop. Today's signal is brought to you by the machine that goes ping. Train does have a first class Lexic Dark. stop here, but just leave that now because I know it's going to stop. Because it's the big spinny bridge thing with a narrowboat. This thing's cool. The narrowboats go in there, and then this giant thing moves and swaps the levels. So it changes the levels of the canal. It's a really clever device. I like it. Excellent. Passengers, your driver is finished looking at the strange lock level lift thing and will now continue on our journey. John says it's fresh bread smothered in butter, dipped in the soup that's getting to you. I'm going to go check out the dining carriage menu for sure. Good plan. I see a red signal coming up. So slow down again. I'm going to try my less than 20 theory again. Lexic Dark says his friend got to hook a person up to a machine that goes beep. He was waiting for the person to go into tachycardia so he could push the button. The recipient saw the glee on his face. Oh well. Gotta have some fun in medicine. So this time I'm allowed to do 20 and it's not punishing me, so why did it punish me before? Headlight bloody. And yes, Lexic Dark, the Falkirk wheel. He says, I've been waiting my whole life to push this button. So you want steak in a bottle, John? Supposed to ask for permission or something? See. Denied. Is it punishing me for not stopping at the other stop, do you think? Is it mad because I didn't stop at Corey? Oh, you think I was doing more than 20 SIT? That's quite possible, I suppose. Shall we go up there and have a look and see what's going on? Is it red because there's a train coming on this one, maybe? No. Oh, but they do have a green in this direction, look at that. And the road is set for that one. So maybe there is one coming from there. So we're stuck there. Is there something coming on the Y? Yes, there is. Uh-huh. And yes, it's punishing me for not stopping at Corey. So you know what? It's gonna go watch this train. Tractor poo. see up there. Look out the window. We should see him shortly. You can hear him. Daniel's now having some lamb and veg soup. Excellent. Everyone's on the soup today. Can I go look down there? Can I? Yes. I'll screenshot that. Why not? I suppose I should have the driver's reminder appliance turned on. Violet's about to do toast. I had toast this morning with Vegemite. It's like poor man's steak. And all fresh bread. Look at some garlic. Just out of interest, by the way, you might be amused at this. This is a combination of our rules and regs and all the biggie stuff. Just at the point that I'm just flicking through it going, yeah, know that, know that, know that, know that bit, yep, good, know that bit. So IT says it's 1 AM and it's got a long drive in a few hours. You should probably sleep then, bud. Yellow light.
Driver, you have reset the DRA. Please check the signal.
Waiting in a signal as well.
Arrive at Alloa Route. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
What could go wrong on a long drive, Violet? John asks if I'm doing a celebration show tomorrow. I'm tipping by the end of a 12-hour shift on a steam engine that I will just be quite buggered by the time I get home, and I'll probably just have a shower and go to bed. This guy checking his watch. Disappeared. All the people are gone. Am I late? No, I'm on time. Stopping only at Stirling. Just waiting for the doors to shut. Before we go though, British Rail logo. Too high for anyone to get to, clearly. Advice is available. Control your own banana. $17. We go. Camping is allowed here. That's a tent, isn't it, on that side? John says, no worries, bro. Would have sipped a celebration bottle with you. Oh, you'd be very welcome to do that. If it works out well, we can do something the week after on the stream. Brad MacArthur says, it'd be good if you could live stream your assessment tomorrow. We could give unsolicited advice by the chat. That would go so well. I could just see Graham's face. I had a GoPro in the cab once, doing some vision for my light up. Just for me to review later to try and see how I did and what I did and things like that. And he comes in and he goes, I see you have a distraction pole. That will be leaving before we go out of the shed, won't it? I'm going too fast. And much to my amazement, TPWS didn't whack me. Because I did just pass over a speed grid. That's okay. I think I better codral on for tomorrow. I hope I do. There shouldn't be any particular reason why I don't, but, you know. Weather's going to be nice. 8 injectors have been fixed, I believe, so I'm told. There is a downside to doing the assessment on a nice weather day, actually, because on a bad weather day, they take that into an account, so if you didn't do too well on steam pressure or something like that, some of that will go down to the weather and they'll let you go a bit, but on a perfect day, you've got to be a little better. It's a fairly cosy route, John. Yes, no excuses, Daniel, you're right. So I know the primary thing to look after is water. They actually don't care that much if you are running out of steam at the top of the big hill. As long as you've got enough water. Or if you're approaching the point that you don't have enough water, that you tell the driver to ease up and take it easy over the hill so you can catch up. coming into a station. We are Stirling, but we're not. Oh, we are stopping here. There you go. Thank you for the confidence, folks.
We will soon arrive at Stirling.
Sterling.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before leaving the train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Don't leave your kids behind either. We don't like mopping up after them. Lexic Dark suggests that tomorrow should just be done as another cosy route with the tune of a walk in the Black Forest. That was the Goodies radio station. It's all they ever played. A walk in the Black Forest. Interesting bridge up ahead. As we approach into Stirling. Violet, have a fun day, mate. Hope you enjoy whatever it is you get up to in this very nice sunny morning. It's just going to be quite a pleasant day from a temperature perspective. Since my train's so short, I'm going to stop here. As you do. Just being nice to people. Did it recognise I have stopped? Did. Oh, this is a slow stop. Let's have a look around then. Translucent roof. I like. Guess where that is. It's kind of a cool bridge, isn't it? It's a suspension bridge that isn't. The engineering for this bridge must be quite interesting. The bridge deck's kind of holding itself up. I don't know, it's a slight arch, but... And I guess there's another arch formed because of the diagonal tensioners, but... the physics of this must be quite interesting.
Platform 9 is for Edinburgh Waverley. This service is running on time.
I do like all of the glasswork though, it's quite nice. Hello, service. How you doing, people? Took your picture. Serial killer. He uses cornflakes mostly. The answer now is no toilet modelled in the train because we just went through the toilet area and it was blank. There's another screenshot for you. The Scotrail Express. Remain with your belongings at all times. Yes, boss. Time to go. Full banana. For a little while. Hello, Neil TV8. Welcome. We're playing in Scotland. I'm currently going too fast, but don't worry about that. There's nothing to see here. It's all good. Back in Train Sim Classic today. Excuse me. These days I think it would be the vape gets in your eyes, Lexic Dark. I do like the glass texturing that they've done on this train. Which does make me wonder even more if this is actually the Train Sim World model ported to Train Sim Classic. I don't know. Did clearance squares there? These things, if you're wondering. That lets you know that if you're standing on the bridge, between the bridge and the train, you'll probably get squished. Off we go. Quite a while to go to Alloa, or if you're feeling a little Hawaiian, aloha. I think I got away with that. Powering through the neutral zone. Thank you for the confidence boost, John, and people. I approach everything in the same way. We shall see what tomorrow brings. Let's leave this. Oops. How did I get all the way up here? But that's what I wanted to see anyway. I wanted to come see the castle. That's not a bad castle. Can't hear the horn from up here. It didn't even get mad at me while I was gone. That's a good thing. Just notice my levels are a little high. Might be a bit close. That's probably better. You like the view train. 2 miles an hour in the 70 zone? Surely not. See you later, John 907. Have a good time, mate. Feeling sheepish like some dark, you never know. is this place? Good factories. Out the window and saw one of my neighbours has just come home with their new boat. They had this little sea kayaks and they decided to get a boat. Otherwise known as a money pit, a hole in the water that you put money in. Oh, it's proper breaking. Structure. It does look like there's a fair few assets that have been made specific to this route because I haven't seen them before. Things like this footbridge, quite pretty. Usual one. Coming up.
We will soon arrive at Alloa, which is the last station on this route. Make
It
sure
sounds
you
like
have all
Asian,
your
doesn't it?
belongings with
Alloa.
you when you leave the train. We hope you have enjoyed your journey and thank you for travelling Scotland.
Except if it was Malaysian, it would be la la. IT says he's never tried steam trains on TSWs. He don't think he'll be able to drive Scotsman. Oh, I think he'll drive Scotsman fine. I will, naturally enough, do some tutorials for Scotsman. Of course, in Train Sim World, you have magic fire, magic water, magic steam. So you don't need to worry about that. Aloha! La. So that didn't take long, but looking at the time, yeah, it did. Oh, no, Dad. Aloha. So, pick up passengers from Aloha. Does seem to be the end of this scenario.
This service terminates here. Please leave the train.
Get off. inside. Didn't even go inside. Exploring Alloa. Yes, I know. I didn't stop at Corey. Flyover. No. The question is, does it count that as a finish? No, it doesn't. Oh well. Anyway, given the time, I think we might leave it there. The new fog does look good, SIT. So it's kind of cool. And I think, what have we got? We've only got a few days to wait, don't we? What is the date today? It is the 16th. So if you've got early access, it's coming out in about 5 days or so. And if you don't have early access, it's coming out in about 10 days. So, how do you get early access? Deluxe Edition. And what's the other one called? Special Edition. Those two get early access. But when you get the early access on the 21st, you'll only have the Train Sim 4 routes. You don't have the Train Sim 3 stuff. On the 26th, it will have everything. And yes, all the TSW3 stuff seems to work fine. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, folks. Thank you very much. I'll probably do a little short or something and let you know what happens tomorrow. If I look really sad, you'll know why. If I look really happy, you'll know why. So hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully I can shake off the last of this bloody cold before I go there tomorrow. Otherwise, I will just take some appropriate chemical assistance and that you're allowed to use on trains. I do need to check, actually. That's a very good point. I need to check the book of things we're allowed to have and not allowed to have. Anyway, because as you can imagine, it's a real railway, it must be drug and alcohol free. So, have fun, folks. Thank you for coming along for another week. Next week's stream should be Sunday, I think. I actually think I've set one up on Saturday. I might move that because it's meant to be Sunday. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, folks, and see you later. Have a thought for me shoveling away tomorrow. Bye now.
Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.